Are you able to see my whiteboard?
Yeah.
All right. So, all right. So Hiba, what do you know about numbers? Because this is a math class, so let's talk a little bit about numbers. What do you know about numbers?
Like whole number, natural numbers, prime numbers.
Very good. Okay. First of all,
Positive
Hiba, I would like to ask you the question: Are you more comfortable in English or in Hindi, Urdu?
in English.
English. Okay. So you said you're aware of whole numbers, and you also named prime numbers, right? I'm sorry. Prime numbers. Yes. What else? Yes, Hiba?
Composite numbers.
Composite numbers. Okay. What else? You named a few more, which I think, missing out over here.
Natural numbers.
Yes, natural numbers. Any other types of numbers that you're aware of?
Yeah, but
How about integers? Are you aware of integers?
negative and positive.
Yes, negative numbers and positive. Okay, so Hiba,
Yeah.
what are integers? Can you give me some examples of integers?
Yeah. Integers are positive number and negative number.
Okay.
And zero is not a negative integer nor a positive integer.
Okay. All right. How about, so you said integers are negative as well as positive numbers, right? That's what you said. So let's just take a look at each of these, the ones that you have named. So how about natural numbers? Are you aware of natural numbers? What are natural numbers, Hiba?
Yes.
Can you give me some examples?
Can you repeat that again?
What are natural numbers? Can you give me some examples?
Natural numbers are positive numbers.
Okay.
Like 1, 2, 3, 4, and 0 sometimes.
Okay. All right. So natural numbers, we define them more easily as counting numbers. Okay, that's why they're called natural numbers, because these were the type of numbers that we study in the beginning, right? When we're little, the first type of numbers that we study is natural numbers. We study counting numbers, right? And from where do we start counting, Hiba?
0 or 1.
Okay, so if you're counting something, let's say you are counting the number of students in your classroom, right? From where do you start counting?
1.
Yes, you start counting from 1. Let's say you are counting the number of cars in a parking lot. From where do you start counting?
Start from 1.
From 1, right? So now can you tell me, natural numbers, they start from where?
They start from 1, but
yes,
sometimes they start from 0.
Okay, so sometimes they start from 1 and sometimes from 0. Is that what you mean?
No, they start from 1, but sometimes from 0.
Okay, so in what type of situation does it start from 0?
Whole number.
Whole numbers, right? So Are natural numbers and whole numbers one and the same thing, or are they a little bit different from each other?
They are same.
They are the same. Then why do we have two separate names for them? Why do we say natural numbers and whole numbers separately if they're the same thing?
Can you explain why we have to separate them?
Okay, so let's get into that. So natural numbers are basically, just a minute. Yeah, natural numbers are counting numbers, right? Like we have discussed over here, they are counting numbers. And from where does our counting start? It starts from one, right? 1, 2, 3, and so on. So these are natural numbers. So keep this in mind. Okay, whole numbers are basically, they are natural numbers plus 0. So you have the 1, 2, 3 and everything. You have this, and you also have one more number in this, one more additional number in this, and that is 0, right? So natural numbers and whole numbers are a little bit different, and the difference is where?
0 and
Yeah, that's it, 0. So natural numbers, basically what you can say is, if you take all of the natural numbers in one bag, right? Let's say you have a bag over here.
Yeah.
Okay, and you put all of the natural numbers in this. And so this is the bag of natural numbers. Okay, we write this as, let me just write this as capital N. This is the bag of natural numbers. If you add a 0 in this, so basically it says 1, 2, 3, and so on, like 500, 1000, 1 million, 1 billion, and so on. So when you add 0 in this,
it will become a whole number.
Yes. So if you take this bag and you add 0 in it, then this bag, now it will become a bag of whole numbers. Is that clear?
Yes.
Okay, good. All right. So once again, what is the difference between natural numbers and whole numbers, Siva?
Natural numbers are counting numbers, like 1, 2, 3, and etc. Whole numbers, they start from 0 and till infinite.
Yeah, whole
natural
numbers
number also
are,
starts from 1 and to infinite.
Yes. So we can say natural numbers are counting numbers, 1, 2, 3 till infinity, and whole numbers are basically 0 plus our set of, or our bag of, or if you like to call it a set, you can say that 0 plus all the natural numbers, right? Okay. Now let's talk about just a second. I need natural numbers over here. Yeah. So what about prime numbers? Can you, since you named prime numbers?
Yeah, prime numbers are that are divisible by itself and by 1.
Right, that are only divisible by itself and by 1.
1.
So can you give me some examples?
Like 7 divided by 1.
Okay.
81 divided by 1.
Is 81 a prime number? Are you sure about that?
No.
What is it divisible by? Is it divisible by something?
No.
Okay. How about you recite the table of 9? Start reciting.
Can you?
Yeah.
Can you repeat that question again?
Yes. No problem. So my question is, you said 81 is a prime number, right? So I'm asking, how about you recite the table of 9?
Yes, 81 is divided by 9.
Yeah. Right? So 9 is one of the factors of 81. So can we say that 81 is prime?
Yes. No, no, no.
No, we can't say that. So it is not prime. It is a composite number, right?
Yes.
Okay. So you named 7. What else?
2,
Very good. 2. Yes.
4,
4 is a prime number.
no.
What is it divisible by?
2,
Yes. So it is a composite number, right? So, okay, let me just give you a few more numbers. How about 11?
11.
Yeah. Is it prime or composite?
11 is prime.
Yes. Very good. How about 9? How about 9?
Composite.
Okay, 9 is composite. How about 14?
Composite.
Yes.
Yeah. Composite.
Okay. How about 13?
13. I guess prime.
Yes, 13 is prime. How about 41?
Prime.
Yes, 41 is prime. Okay, so we can have many such examples, right? Okay,
Yes.
now let's take a look at integers. So the way we define integers, you were halfway there, you were halfway correct about defining integers. You said they are negative and positive numbers. Okay, Hiba, can you tell me, is 3 by 4 a number?
Yes.
Yes, but what type of a number is this?
Proper.
Is it a fraction?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Proper
it's a
fraction.
yes, it's a proper fraction. So we can say in general that it is a fraction, right?
Yes.
So it's not a natural number, right? It is
Yes.
not a whole number. Okay, so it's a fraction. Now, the definition of integers that you gave was it is negative and positive numbers. So can I say that negative 3 by 4 and positive 3 by 4, they are integers because they are numbers. You said they are numbers, right?
Yes.
So are they integers?
Yes. No, no.
No, they're not. That's right. So
But why are they not integers?
why are they not integers? Because the definition of integers, give me a sec, the definition of integers is, it goes like this. Integers are negative and positive whole numbers. Okay.
Okay.
Now can you tell me if this definition is valid? Just take any whole number, add a negative in front of it or add a positive in front of it, and tell me whether this definition is correct.
Yes, it is correct. Negative 1, negative 2. Or positive
Right.
1, positive 2.
Also, it also has 0 in it, right?
Yeah. 0 is nor a negative nor a positive.
Yeah. So the thing is, if you say minus 0, that is also equal to 0 itself. If you say positive 0, that is also equal to 0 itself.
0.
So 0 is basically a neutral number. It's a neutral whole number, right? Okay. Just a second. Okay. So let me just share my screen here. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. All right. So you can see this number line, right?
Yes.
Let me just make it more, let me just make it clearer for you. Okay. All right. So can you see integers on this line, like on this line, this number
Yes.
line? Okay. Let's say I am pointing out, I'm marking some points on this number line. I'm marking some numbers on this number line. Yeah. So one is this A that you can see. One is,
-8,
yes. And what is B?
5,
Yes. How about this one?
-4,
How about this?
0,
How about this?
3.
Okay. So Hiba, can you arrange these numbers -8, 5, -4, 0, and 3? Can you arrange them in ascending order?
Yes, I can. So -8,
Hmm.
no, yes, -8,
Yes.
-4,
Yeah.
0,
Yes.
3, and 5.
Very good. Okay. How about let's take one more set of integers. We have these. Okay. How about you arrange them in descending order this time?
6, sorry, 8,
Yes.
5,
Yes.
-3, -5, -8, and -9.
Very good. Excellent. Okay. All right. So, Hiba, do you know how to add or subtract two integers?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So, let's say I take one positive integer, or let's say I take two positive integers. Okay. I take +2 and +5. So if I add these two positive integers, what do I get?
Is +7.
+7, right? So let's keep this in mind. Now let's take another set of numbers. Let's say I have two negative integers. I have -5 and -3. If I add them, what do I get?
For -8.
-8, right? So if I ask you, let's just go back to our number line again. Just give me a second. Okay. So if I have any two numbers on my number line, if I have any two positive integers, okay, I have any two positive integers and I add them. So when I'm adding two positive integers, my result, for my result, I will move to the right or to the left. Did you understand my question?
Yes, you will move to the right.
Right, exactly. For example, we had, just a sec. We had, I'm not remembering, let's just take another set of numbers. So we had +2 and positive, just give me a sec. Yeah. So I have +2 and +5. So when I add them, the result becomes +7, right?
+7.
So now my result is actually to the right of both of my numbers. So just give me a sec. Okay. Okay, so if I take two negative integers and I add them, like if I have -3 and -5 and I add them, so what did you say? What's going to happen now?
-8. We will move to the left.
Yes, -8, we move to the left. We move to the left. Just a second. Yeah. Okay. So, right. Now, how about if I take a positive integer? Okay. Or if I take any number, I take any number and I subtract from it a positive integer. Okay, let me just delete all of these points that we have here so as to avoid any confusion. Let's say I have any number. So can you pick any number, Hiba, from this number line?
Positive or negative?
Any number at all, any integer of your wish.
4.
Okay, so you said 4. Just give me a minute. Okay, 4. Now, Hiba, if I subtract from this number a positive integer, from where will I move?
I did not understand the question.
Okay, so if I subtract from 4, so if I say 4 minus something, 4 minus something, and that something happens to be a positive integer, where will I move? Will I move to the left or to the right? Do you understand now?
The left.
Yes, exactly. We will move to the left. So let's say I subtract a positive integer. Can you give me a positive integer?
4.
Another one. We already have 4, so just give me something else.
6.
6. Okay. So let me just use the pen over here. Just give me a second. Yeah. So you said 4, right?
Yes.
And I'm subtracting from it a positive integer, which is 6, right? So
Yes.
that means I go 6 places to the left. So when I go 6 places to the left, what point will I land at? Let's see. So I have
-2.
yes, -2. And this is this is to the left of our original integer, to the left of a, right? So when basically when we are adding, or sorry, when we are subtracting a positive integer from any number, we move to the left. Now let's say I subtract a negative integer from this 4. Let's say I take 4 minus, can you name any negative integer?
-3.
-3. So when you are subtracting a negative integer from on which side will you move?
Right.
Towards the right, right? So what happens over here is you're subtracting a negative integer. This becomes 4 minus negative 3. That becomes 4 plus 3. So then you move 3 spaces to the right, which is, what does it become? Hiba, what does
Minus
it
1.
become? I'm sorry.
Minus 1.
Your voice wasn't clear. Hiba, could you repeat that? This one,
Minus
4
1.
minus 1. Are you sure? If we have 4, right? We are saying 4,
Yes.
and we are subtracting from it negative 3. We are taking away negative 3 from it. We are not taking away 3. So if we say 4 minus 3, what does it become?
1.
Yeah, right. So
Positive
4
1.
minus 3 becomes positive 1. Just a second. Let me just. So we have 4 minus 3. This becomes positive 1, right? It will be over here.
Yes.
But over here we are saying 4 minus negative 3. What does this become? Yeah.
Positive 1.
Okay. So what we're doing here, Hiba, is we are saying 4. Are you aware of this, Hiba? That when we
Yes.
have 2 negatives, right, they become a positive. 2 negatives, they become a
Yes.
positive. Are you aware of that? Yeah. So when we
Yeah.
say 4 minus negative 3, what does it become? 4 plus 3, isn't it?
Yes.
Right. So now what does it become?
7.
Right. It becomes 7. So it becomes 7. Okay. So is this clear?
Yes.
Okay. Let's just do um some questions which aren't really questions. They're more like um, okay. So here's some. We're just gonna do some thinking. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So now I'm gonna give you a statement, and you'll have to tell me whether it is right or it is wrong. And if the statement is wrong, you have to tell me why it's wrong and how we can correct that wrong statement. Okay. So two positive integers, when two positive integers are added, when two positive integers are added, we get a positive integer.
Yes. It
Is
is
this
true.
true? Can you give me
Yes.
examples?
Yes. I have to give you a number.
Yeah, give me any two positive integers, add them, and tell me whether the result is a positive integer.
Okay. Can I do and then tell you?
Yeah, sure.
Positive 4 plus positive 7 is equal to positive 11.
Okay. Positive, I'm sorry.
Positive 4 plus
Yes.
positive 7.
This is equal to positive
Positive
11.
11.
Right. Okay. Now let's take another one. Um, when when two negative integers are added, when
Yes.
two negative integers are added. Just a second. We get a positive integer. Is this true or false?
This is true.
Sorry,
It is true.
it is true. Can you give me examples?
Yes.
Yeah.
-2 minus -1 is equal to +1.
-2. Okay. See, it says when two negative integers are added. So we have to add them.
Okay.
Okay. Can we add them? Let me just put a plus sign over here. Is that okay?
Yes. That's going to be +3.
Are you sure it's going to be +3? Okay, let's take a look. Let's take a look at it from our number line.
Okay.
Yeah. So, okay, let me just clear the whole thing. Just a minute. Yeah. So, what were the two numbers that we had taken?
-2 plus -1.
Right. So, we have -2, and the other negative integer that we have is -1, right?
Yes.
So what's going to happen when we add them? So when we add something, what's happening is we are saying we are taking -2 and we are adding -1 to it. Okay. So I already have something negative. Just think about it like this. I
Okay.
already have something negative and I'm adding more of negative stuff into it. So does it become more negative or does it become less negative?
More negative.
Right. So let's think about it again. We have -2 and we are adding -1 to it, isn't it?
Yes.
So again, when we are already having something negative with us and we are adding something extra, which is negative, right? We're adding more of negative to it. So it becomes more negative. So can you repeat this, Hiba? What I just said?
Yes. When we have something negative and we add more negative to it, we will have a more negative.
Right. And that negative number that we get as a result of this addition, will it be more negative than both of our previous numbers or it will be less negative than them? More negative, right? Now, let's say, for example, just a second. For example, let me just give you a few numbers. Okay, I have -3, -5, and let's say -10. And let's say I have 0. And let's say I have 2. Out of all of these 5 numbers, Hiba, which of these is the most negative number? Most negative.
-3.
Okay. Is -3 more negative or is -10 more negative?
-3.
Okay, let's take a look at it. Let's draw this on the number line. Okay. So we have -3 right over here and -10 right over here, right?
Yes.
Just a second. -10. Okay. All right. So now can you tell me which of these appears more negative to you?
-10.
Right. So now can you tell me out of these 5 numbers, which of these is the most negative number?
-10.
Which of these is the most positive number?
2.
Right. And which of these is the least negative number?
-3.
Okay. How about I say 2? Okay. If I say 2 is the least negative number, will I be right or will I be wrong?
Right.
Right? If I say which of these is the least positive number, least positive.
-3.
Okay, let me just place all of these on the number line. Okay. 0, and then we have 2. And I'm just gonna okay. So Hiba, take a look at all of them.
Yeah.
Okay. Now tell me, when we move to the left of the number line, numbers become more. What quality does?
Negative.
Yes, numbers become more negative. And when we move to the right, they become
More positive.
more positive. Exactly. So the numbers, they go like this. Okay. As we
Yes.
go to the left, it becomes more negative.
Yes.
And as we go to the right, they become
It becomes more positive.
more positive, right? Okay, can we say this, that as we go to the right, take a look at this, okay? Take a look at this. As we go to the left, numbers become more negative. So what is going to be the opposite of that? As we go to the right, numbers become less negative.
Less negative.
Is that right? Am I right over here, or is
Yeah.
there something that needs correction? Okay. So as we go to the right, they become less negative. Take a look at this, what I've written over here. As we go to the right, they become more
Okay.
positive, and as we go to the left, they become
Less
less
positive.
positive.
Less.
Right. So now can you tell me, out of these 5 numbers, which is the most, or let's say, which is the least positive number?
Least positive number is -3.
Okay, take a look at the number line. All right, take a look at the points that I have noted at the number line. Which is the least
-10.
positive? Yes, exactly, -10. And which of these is the least negative number?
-2. Sorry, 2.
Right, 2, exactly, that's right. Okay, so let's come back to our whiteboard. Just a minute. Can you see my whiteboard?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So once again, we were talking about when we have 2 negative integers and we add them, do we get a positive integer? Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. So once again, I think let's just go back to our number line. And we took these 2 positive integers, right? We took -2 and negative, or let's just say -2.
Can
So
I
now,
change the numbers?
yeah, sure. Change the number. Tell me.
-2, sorry, -5 and -2.
And okay. So -5 and -2. Just a second. Yeah. So, Hiba, once again, we discussed this that when we have -5, okay, and we are adding something that is negative to it. So we already have something negative and we're adding more negative to it. So does the result become more negative or less negative?
More negative.
Right. So once again, recall what our statement said. It said when we are adding two negative integers, we are adding two negative integers, the result should be, what should the result be, Hiba?
Positive.
Okay, let me just write this down. Okay, Hiba, pay attention here. Okay, so when we already have something negative and we're adding more negative to it, what does our answer become? Does it become more negative or does it become more positive?
More positive. More negative.
More negative. Okay. All right. So now let's go back to what the question said. It said that if I have two negative integers, okay, and I'm adding them, what will I get? Will I get a positive integer or a negative integer? Take a look at this and tell me. Take a look at what we have just written over here and tell me.
We
I'm sorry.
will get negative.
We will get a negative integer.
Negative.
Negative integer.
Yeah.
And let's take the, I'm sorry, let's take the example, the one that you gave, -5. So we have -5 and we are adding -2 to it. So that means we are moving to the left. Is that right?
Yes.
Why are we moving to the left, Hiba?
Because we are adding it.
Because we are adding negative, right? So if we are adding positive, we will move to the right. And if
Right.
we are adding negative, we'll move to the left. Why? Because in a number line, in a horizontal number line, that's how it works. Positive means towards right. Negative means towards left. Right? Am I right? Hiba, is
Yes.
that clear? Okay. So when we're adding something negative to it, we move to the left. So I'm adding -2. That means I move 2 spaces to the left. So I have, this is 1 space to the left. Okay, 1 space to the left and another space.
-7.
Yes. So -7, right? So this is equal to -7.
Yes.
So now we have
Yes,
got our
-7.
example. Okay. So
Yes.
let's take a look at -5 plus -2. When we add them, what does this give us? -7. And this is not a positive integer, right? This is a negative integer.
Yeah.
So the statement that we had above, that was an incorrect statement. So negative integer. Okay. So what will what will our statement be now? Can you rephrase this? Can you make this correct? Hmm?
When two negative integers are added, we get a negative
Very good.
integer.
Excellent. So when two negative integers are added, if you want, you can write this down. Okay. When two negative integers are added, we get a negative integer. Is it clear till here? Are there any doubts, Hiba?
No, but can I write this down?
Yeah, sure. Take your time.
Okay. We can continue the class.
Okay, thank you. All right. All right. So till now, what we have seen is we are taking two negative integers. Okay, just a minute. We are taking two negative integers.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, sure.
What is -8 plus -4 and -8 minus -4?
Okay, let's take a look at that. So you said what is
-8 plus -4
-8, and
plus
you're
minus
adding to it -4,
-4.
and then the second one is -8, and you're subtracting -4 from it, right?
Yes.
Okay, so Hiba, see it like this. -8 is like negative 8 quantity. So basically what it means is there's some negative quantity, okay, some negative quantity, and
Okay.
there's 8 of that negative quantity, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, we have 8 of this negativity. You can call it a negativity if you want. Okay. Or what I can do is, let me just make it a little bit clearer. Let me just color code these things so that it's easy. So negative integers are going to be in red for us, so that's easier for us to understand, and positive are going to be in blue.
Okay.
So we have -8, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay. What are we adding to it? We are adding -4. So that means we are adding more negative stuff to it, right? So we are adding
more negative stuff.
yes, more negative stuff. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. So now can you count how many of this negative stuff we have now?
12.
Count again. Oh yeah, 12. That's right. Yeah, 8 plus 4. So that's 4, -8 plus -4. So that's now we have 12 of this negative stuff, or if you can call them negative balls if you wish. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. Now let's say I have -8.
Yes.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And I am subtracting from it -4. What is -4 once again? What is -4? This whole
Yeah.
quantity, this is -4. So from this, or let's say from this, I am subtracting -4. I am subtracting 4 red balls from it. What does that mean? What will I be left with?
-4.
Yes, I will be left with -4. How come? See. 1, 2, 3, 4. So from this blob of so many balls, so many red balls, I am taking away 4 red balls. So I will be left with how many red balls?
-4.
Yes. So I will be basically, I'll be left with 4 red balls, right? And what
Yes.
does this 4 red balls mean? This means, right, let me write over here as well. This means -12 because these are red balls. So that's why it's negative. And this is -4. Is that clear?
Yes.
So from this activity, what we've understood is that if you have a positive or let's say you have it like this. Let's say you have 5. Just a minute. You have 5 plus negative, let's take another number, -3. Okay, this becomes 5 minus 3. Why? Because positive and negative, when
Is
they
positive
are,
and negative are negative.
yes, so plus into minus, basically it's positive multiplied by negative, that becomes negative. Okay, one way that you can think about this, and one interesting thing that I relate this with, is that when you say, when you in English, when you use words like let's say, when you use something, when you say good, okay, when you say good, is this a positive word or a negative word?
Positive.
It's a positive word. When you say not good, when you're adding the word not to it, when you say not good, this becomes positive or negative? This is negative, right?
Yeah.
When you say bad, when you say
It's
bad,
negative.
bad is negative. When you say not bad,
It's positive.
yes, when you say not bad, then you're saying that it's something that is positive, right?
Yeah.
This is positive. So that's one thing I like to relate it with. So that's how you can remember this, that positive into negative eventually becomes negative. Basically, if you add negative into, if you you know, if negative is involved anywhere, the whole thing becomes negative. So this becomes 5 minus 3, and that is 2. I'm sorry, I should not write it in that color. That becomes 2. And if you have 5 minus 3, so now remember this, right? This is also
Yeah.
something that is negative, and this is also something that is negative. So our end result becomes positive. So that's 5 plus 3, and that is 8. Is it clear, Heba?
Yes.
Any more doubts?
No.
No? Okay. Um, let's take one more.
But
You want to continue, or do you want to leave it for the next class? Because I think our
I
time is
have
up.
just one question to ask.
Yeah, sure.
-3 minus minus 5
Hmm.
minus
Yes.
5 minus 3.
Okay. Now, how about take a look at this? So over here at this junction, you are having two negatives that are colliding with each other, right? So when
Yes.
two negatives collide with each other, what do they give? What does the result become?
Positive.
Positive. So can I write it as -5? Now what will this be replaced with?
Plus.
This junction. Yes. -5 plus, and what is this thing over here?
3.
3. So this is -5 plus 3. So if we take our number line, okay, we
Okay.
are saying this is my -5. When we say plus 3, what does it mean? We are moving
To
to
the
which space?
right.
To the right. How many spaces to the right?
3.
3 spaces. So I say 1, 2, and 3. I stop here. 3
8.
spaces to the right. So this is -4, -3, -2.
Yeah.
I have reached at -2. Is that okay?
Yes. I understand now.
So now the thing is, Hiba, since it was only 3 spaces that you were moving to the right, you could easily, do this on the number line. But what if you have huge numbers like, -7, 3, 4, 9 plus 2, 8, 9, 5. So in this case, you're not going to sit and count the spaces. So what we do here, can you see? Can you notice that this is nothing but this is nothing but you say 5 minus 3, okay, and you add like a negative sign in front of it. So what is 5 minus 3?
2.
2, right? So 5 minus 3 is 2. So since this was negative 5 plus 3, we have to reverse the sign of this, okay? So basically what happens is, if you're taking this, what will you do? You will say 7349 minus 2895, but the answer, it will have a negative sign in front of it. Why? Because the bigger number over here, the bigger number
Has a negative
sign,